Manchester City are playing Chelsea at Wembley Stadium on Saturday in the FA Cup semi-final. So after being eliminated in the Champions League quarterfinals by Real Madrid at the Etihad Stadium, Manchester City are now playing. They are now shifting their gears in the FA Cup semi-finals as they are to play Chelsea. On the other hand, Chelsea are playing semifinals. I think there's second semifinals this season, as they also played in semifinal like in the Carabao, where they advanced the final, but they lost 1-0 to Liverpool. That was so unfortunate. So they have a chance as well to play in their second final of the season, as they are welcoming the reigning champions Manchester City, or rather they're playing them at Wembley Stadium on Saturday. So as I said, Real Madrid, Manchester City are coming into this game following their loss against Real Madrid in the Champions League quarterfinals. But Chelsea, they are coming into this game well equipped, and after winning 6-0 against their Premier League rivals Everton on Monday, with the former Manchester City player Cole Palmer scoring 4 goals and Nicholas Jackson also scoring a goal, and also the boyhood player, that's Gilchrist, also scored his first Chelsea goal. So it was a good outing for Chelsea as they won 6-0 at home to keep their hopes alive of qualification of the Europa League next season, or maybe the Champions League. So they are facing Manchester City, a team which have not beaten them this season, as they have drawn home and away both in the Premier League, and they are looking yet to upset. They are looking yet again to upset Pep Guardiola's men when they will face them now at the neutral state, that is the Wembley Stadium, on Saturday. So looking at their current form between Manchester City and Chelsea in their last 5 competitions, Manchester City have won 3 times, they've lost once and drawn once. So it's not been a good run for Manchester City in the last 5 games in all competitions. But on the other hand, their counterpart Chelsea are unbeaten in the last 5 games, having won 3 times and drawn twice. Chelsea in the last 5 games lost. They have not lost a game. They've drawn twice, but overall they are unbeaten in the last 8 games in all competitions. And it means that the last time Chelsea lost a game was back in 25th of February, where they lost 1-0 to Liverpool in the Carabao Cup semi or the final. So since that final loss against Liverpool, they are now unbeaten, and they are facing Manchester City as they look to extend their unbeaten run streak, or rather their unbeaten streak, to 9 games. They are now facing a very well-composed team, a very organized team, that is Manchester City, on Saturday, and it's going to be a huge task for manager Mauricio Pochettino, and also it's a bit of pressure now in for Pep Guardiola, as he's looking to win the FA Cup yet again, because the Premier League is not yet decided, as it's still open race between Liverpool, Chelsea, and between Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City. So they are looking to retain the trophy back at the Etihad Stadium, and they are facing a team which they have not defeated this season, because they first met at Stamford Bridge, where the game ended 4-4, and also they met at the Etihad and the game ended 1-1. So Manchester City and Chelsea have met. They have met a total of 50 times in official games, and in these 50 meetings, Manchester City have won 25. They have won half of these meetings, and Chelsea have won 20, and they've drawn a total of 5 times. So in their last 5 games, these 2 teams have met. City have won 3 times, and Chelsea have managed to get 2 draws, but they've not won against Manchester City in their last 5 games. With all these 2 draws coming this season, as I said earlier, at the Stamford Bridge and also at the Etihad Stadium. So they are looking for their first win against Manchester City since 2021 in the Champions League final, where they defeated the Citizens 1-0, courtesy of Kai Havertz's goal first half strike. So they'll be looking to they are looking for that first win against Manchester City, or the first time since 2021. Remember, they were playing Manchester United at the Bridge, the team which they have not won against in many years, but I think 7 years, and they have gotten they won 4-3 to to end that winless streak against the Red Devils, and they're yet again missing they're yet again meeting the citizens Manchester City as they look to end that winless strike against Manchester City. So they have a chance to make sure that happens when they meet the reigning champions, Manchester City, in the semi-final of the FA Cup, and also they are looking to win their first silverware. That is under Mauricio Pochettino's management. Remember, he joined Chelsea this season, having moved from PSG, and he's been, looking to win his first trophy. He missed out when he faced Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp in the Carabao Cup final, and he's looking to win it if they advance again in the final of the FA Cup this season. Looking at the team news between Manchester City and Chelsea, we know that Manchester City, they have no injury crisis at the moment, and they have all the players fit enough to face Chelsea on Saturday. So John Stones is fit, Kyle Walker was fit. Those are the players who had problems and they did not feature against Real Madrid in the first leg, but they were back and they were in contention to feature against Real Madrid in the second leg with the Walker starting as well. So they have no problems as far as injuries are concerned, or maybe the suspensions. But Chelsea, they have a problem as they have like a total of 6 or 7 players out through injury, with Christopher Nkunku, Reece James, Alex Disasi, Enzo Fernandez, Raheem Sterling, Robert Sanchez, Romeo Lavia, Fofana, Levi Colwill, and Leslie Ogochukwu are all out through injuries. But a bit of good news, and at the moment we know that Enzo Fernandez and Raheem Sterling's cases are not worse, or rather they are not bad enough as the likes of Nkunku and James, but we know that they may be in contention to feature. I think their cases are just a bit of maybe a knock or maybe a stress that they'll be fit enough to face Manchester City. So what I know is that Enzo Fernandez and Raheem Sterling will be able to feature against Chelsea, against Manchester City. With Sterling was spotted in training, but for Enzo Fernandez, I don't think if he was in training, but I think he may be or maybe not. But I think he will be able to. They'll be able to feature against Arsenal on Tuesday when they will meet the Gunners at the Emirates Stadium in the Premier League. But as far as FA Cup is concerned against Manchester City, I think it may be too soon for Enzo Fernandez. But Raheem Sterling's case is not that much serious, and he will be able to feature against his former side Manchester City on Saturday. Remember, Sterling have been in form while facing Manchester City, and he's been scoring goals and performing quite well. So it will be a boost for Chelsea if Raheem Sterling will be able to play against Manchester City. And now, looking at the team news, I think there'll be no much altercation as far as Guardiola is concerned. Remember, the team that faced Real Madrid on Wednesday, I think there'll be no much changes in that lineup, and I think maybe 2 or 3 changes, and they'll be good enough to go with. I think maybe we might decide to rest Edison Moraes and maybe give Ortega a chance, and also the likes of Julian Alvarez, Jeremy Doku will be starting, and also I think Kevin De Bruyne or maybe Erling Haaland, one of them might be rested against Chelsea. But we don't know. Maybe you can decide to go full in against Chelsea, as now they're out of the Champions League. Then they not win the Carabao, and they now remain with 2 trophies. That is the Premier League and the FA Cup. With Premier League not yet decided, they'll be needing to win it, or they'll be going with the full force against Chelsea, because they'll be hoping to win the FA Cup for twice in a row. So Chelsea, on the other hand, I think there'll be no changes as well on the team that faced Everton at home on Monday. So I think Chalobah will start with Thiago Silva in goal, with Petrovic in goal. So Chalobah and Petrovic will start. Chalobah and at Silva will start as 4-5, and Petrovic will start in goal, with Gutso and Chilwell starting as fullbacks. In midfield, I think with Enzo Fernandez out, I think we'll start with Moses Caicedo and Gallagher in that midfield, the same one that started against Everton, and with Conor Gallagher and Caicedo in midfield, and the 3 front players will be Mykhailo Modric, Cole Palmer, and Noel Madueke, because if Sterling will be fit to face Manchester City, I think he will start instead of Modric, with Cole Palmer as a number 10, and Noel Madueke coming in as a right winger, with Nicholas Jackson to start as a striker for the Blues on Saturday. So I think this is the lineup that Mauricio Pochettino must go with to face Manchester City at Wembley Stadium, as they look. I know they can't win the Premier League at the moment. They are out of the film. They can't win it, so they'll be looking to win their first ever trophy in this season, and the first ever trophy on Mauricio Pochettino's era. On the other hand, Manchester City will be looking to win their first trophy of this season. Remember, they're out of the Champions League and out of the Carabao. They did not win it, and the Premier League, as I said earlier, it's still an open race between Liverpool, Manchester City, and Arsenal. So they might miss out on the race. So they don't want to risk it all and lose everything. I think they'll be going to win it against Chelsea. So if they pass the Chelsea test, that means they will be advancing the final and face maybe either of Manchester United and Coventry City, which I think the level of the game at the moment, I think either of the team, I think it will be an easy game for Manchester City. So if they pass the Chelsea test, I think the Chelsea test is the difficult one for them at the moment. So if they can pass it, they can easily win the FA Cup when they face either of Manchester United or Coventry City.